Even if you're lost, you can't lose the love because it's in your heart. Two lovers forbidden from one another, a war divides their people, and a mountain divides them apart. Build a path to be together. Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but then it goes. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel, through the mountains, secret, 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 secret tunnel, yeah.
But yeah, it just made mini tent so much better. The mini tent used to just be the main tunnel. This section was separate too. I think I'm going to do this as a two-parter, but that's where you'd normally come in. Alright, I'm going to tell you a little story. Just over here, we have this section, as you go up close, it's actually bricked off. See the bricks? Someone decided to cut through it. So what's happening is everywhere a drain's being diverted, people are digging through. But you're not going to, it's very, very unlikely that you're going to get through to, like, someone tried digging through from Anzac to Como Falls. You know, even if you got through to Como Falls, you're going to get to the outside of a red brick tunnel or an outside of a concrete pipe. Oh, yeah, fair enough, but by the time you've done that, you're causing fucking collapses above. Like, you know, you can't do it. So I'm guessing people thought there was a tunnel here. This used to be where the creek came in. So that drain wasn't there. This was where, yeah, there used to be a ramp going up here and then you just walk outside.
Secret tunnel, secret tunnel.
And you walk along a creek for 10 minutes, 5 minutes and you'd be at Night Stalkers, the round pipe that I was showing you earlier on in part one. I don't think I'll even bother going in. But yeah, someone's made a little bone room. It wasn't a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel, secret tunnel, through the mountains, secret, 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 secret tunnel, yeah.
Gus. Out of his caveclan. Gus, rest in peace. Probably a few people would be happy if it was. When we first found that these two were standalone and they weren't as long, there was just two, I say two. People who haven't been here before might realise. Yeah, there's another tunnel which is just goes back to the entrance, so it's actually two tunnels. Yes, I don't know how well my camera's going to pick all this up. So this is where it turns into the main tunnel. But someone set up, you know, can do the climbing thing. Oh, nice dead chopper. Now you can see up there that goes into the real world, so some more of the climbing thing. I can't give away locations, but fuck. You'd have to be like, what's the point of not giving this location away because it's covered in graffiti anyway? What else can be done to it? There's been stolen cars in here before. They used to strip cars in here, so problems coming in here is you've got this footbridge. So if you get a concerned citizen Okay. Welcome to part 2 of the mini tent walkthrough. In part 1 I went up 20 minutes up the side tunnel, aka Night Stalkers. So this one I'm just going to go through the main tunnel and probably mainly be just showing off some graffiti, I guess. So we're not going up the side tunnel. If you want to see the side tunnel, which to me is my favourite part of mini tent, I watched part 1. Part 1 has all the questions that people ask for mini tent, which I forgot to thank them, so thanks for doing that. For those of you that haven't done this drain before, I tend to take people in the left tunnel. We're in the right one now. Go straight past and do the main tunnel, and then on the way back out, do the side tunnel. That's the way I do it, if you. And then you've got the waterfalls and ramps and shit up there. You've got things of stuff to have a look at. There's a police siren outside. Some boots. That comes out on the video. BCC. That siren's not for me. And she was asking about, who started the trend of the sticking shoes up, because she's up in Sydney and there's a lot up. I have to make up for the last episode, the last issue, cock and balls. Sorry, I know it's crude, but every one of my videos have to have a cock and balls. Top fuck kids. Going past there. There's a baler. Yeah, I had to do write Dougo sucks or something. I wrote, the only one I could find was above this piece. I think he's gone over it, which is good. I wasn't trying to piss people off, but people were getting pissed off. Burn the cunt. I don't think they realised I was writing it about myself. It was for an extreme urbex hardcore. Spiderwebs. My daughter took a photo of me with that last time. Yeah, someone asked me last time to talk about, tell them about the guinea pigs. I haven't really prepared any notes or anything, but yeah, the guinea pigs were a really, well, the way I see it is a breath of fresh air into the caveclan. Like a bunch of them came along, they were all nice guys. Most of them were nice guys. Some of their friends, there's a few that were just hardcore graffitiists. Like, doesn't matter where we were, there's footage of them on one of our expos, like tagging in the Queenscliff Army tunnels. They weren't really guinea pigs. If they went exploring, they call themselves guinea pigs, but they weren't really. They were, I can't even think, ADC or something. So there was a lot of, like, it's not that, I don't know, speaking for myself, it's not that we hated graffitiists, like caveclan. We just wanted graffitiists to treat the places we explore with respect. I'm not complaining about this, but this wall had heaps of caveclan graffiti on it, like old 30-year-old stuff. It's all gone now. The guinea pigs are, well, the main ones originally were Bob, Craig, Pablo, Carla. Yeah, there was other odds and ends. I might remember them as we go along. And then guys joined it. I don't even know if they were officially guinea pigs, like Ash and his crew, Hendrix cult. But then there was talk about the Hendrix cult becoming guinea pigs. It was all light-hearted, of course. Everything was fucking light-hearted. It was all fucking shits and giggles. But yeah, they were really good. And they just, yeah, it was just good when you went on an expo and they were there. You're like, oh, cool, the guinea pigs are here. And they were, you know, as I said, they were all nice people. Carla, she used to do heaps as well. She also photocopied the old Drano for a year or two. And she worked Make-A-Wish Foundation. So, yeah, Make-A-Wish, if you were donating to them, you might have been paying for the paper that did a few Eldronos. Yeah, they found heaps of shit. They were really into it. They were into it for years. They were, like, I explored with Bob heaps. Like, we were sort of exploring buddies for a while. Did a heap of shit. We just go on these, like, random trips and find stuff. Found a few good things. Fucking webs, man. Copying it. But, hope these are coming out good enough. But then they sort of got into graffiti more, and eventually, yeah, not that they became bad people because they became graffitiists, but they, you know, they were always into graffiti and skateboarding. People go on about parts of the city loop they've been in. Well, caveclan people have been doing it since the 90s, very early 90s, but guinea pigs took it to another level. Yeah, they were getting into shit, like, you know, fucking under the escalators and into everything. It was with them and I got, you know, under the platforms and on top, could see people. Yeah, they took it to another level. They were the people to other shit too that's a bit more full on, as in exploring wise, that I won't talk about, but they were, you know, they were the guys that did heaps of good stuff. I remember when they came to a party when they all knew, and Roxy used to be such a full-on attention seeker. I know you're going to pay out on me for saying this, but I don't know, she was always after attention, and Woody gave her some attention. But we were doing Clan Tomb, which is near where she lived, and we went there and she wasn't there, and there was a message on the wall from her saying, "Sorry guys, can't come, Dad bashed me again. I'll try and make it to the next one if I can sneak out without him bashing me." I know that's sad and everything, but from what I've heard, it was mainly bullshit. We had this party at Sloth's house, which is a cool party spot, because the top of God had been ripped off. They were replacing it, and Sloth literally lived in the front of where they ripped the top off. So we just had this cool party that was going from between Sloth's house, the Fitzroy swimming pool park across the road. And so we sort of had the barbecue going at the park, and we were in the drain. It was just an awesome party. Roxy was there and she was going on, and the guinea pigs were sort of new, and so, you know, me being, you know, wanting cool people to join a caveclan, I was getting pissed off with her like she was doing that. So yeah, I think I'll be dead in the next 6 months. I'm definitely going to suicide. I just don't know when. I was just, you know, going to make sure I finish a few things off. She was just going on about it, and Bob's like, who's that scary woman talking about suicide all the time? And I said, oh fuck, just ignore her, it's Roxy. And then she came up and started doing it again, and I just went, for fuck's sake, just go and do it. Which, you know, that's not my proudest moment. But she was still good. I think she liked the attention of me saying that even. Buff and bloke ask for a friend, what's my favourite type of drain graffiti? I think they're trying to be fucking funny buggers, because lots of side tunnels and lots of waterfalls in them. I'll answer your questions as we go along here. I'll point out any bits that I really like. Chop chop. I'll find out any bits that jump out at me. Buffin bloke who's asking for a friend. Fucking smart asses. I'm filming left-handed now because my right arm is aching because I'm old. Yeah, so there's heaps of graffiti if you want to come up here. I'll tell you what I will talk about. I think there's more people coming along. I actually don't know who the fuck I am. I hate talking about myself. But I'll tell you who I am just to kill some time. So, yeah, in the early 80s, I was interested in starting a group that explored tunnels and buildings and that, and I kept striking out. I want to go back up north at Tech Darkies just to see this old liquid paper graffiti that we did with our real names in it. But they all just wanted to smoke bongs or write Bon Scott RIP. There you go, I just mentioned bongs and what pops up. It's weird. All the people at school, one night we got like 25 people up the drain, which is a shit little drain. But anyway, I could never, until I sort of just after I left school, I went and caught up with Woody. Said, you want to go do the drain? Yep. And then his brother came along. Woody's been gone for like 20 years. So Woody was never really super into it. Sloth sort of stayed involved, but Sloth, like, you know, I think there's times, I don't know if he'd agree with me, like when I had my 50th and we started a pub and went into the drain, he didn't want to go in the drain. Like he's not as much into it as he used to be. You know, eventually Woody dropped off, but then we were about to stop doing it, and my brother, my little brother, told me he saw a message from the drain dwellers and a phone number, so we rang them, we met up with drain dwellers, and that fired things up a bit. I am going to tell a drain dweller story, so I don't really want to talk about them now because I reckon it's a pretty cool story, but I'm saving it for dwellers. I just loved exploring. I mean, it became more about tunnels and shit, and people tend to talk to us about tunnels, but we'd explore anything, just about. The only thing I don't really explore is sewers. Time travel 2027, that's a pretty snazzy cock and balls. That's a bit almost too good to qualify as being the official cock and balls. Is that Avatar? Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel through the mountains. Secret tunnel. Yeah.
The direction I steered urbex in was, you know, drinking beer with your mates, and having a good time. And I think that's why Australian urbex is quite different to the rest of the world. But slowly it's becoming more in line with, you know, professionalism and waiters and all that sort of stuff. So that's a Fallon tag. But yeah, we used to change the F to those letters to an E and then add an L in front. So we called him Leon. Today's not the best day for draining. I double checked the weather forecast and it's iffy. I mean, it's not going to be dangerous. It's saying, you know, 25% chance of 1 mil, but it was spitting when I went out the front. But I checked the radar again and stuff's sort of forming. You know, when it does that shit where it forms not far away, so you sort of you've got to be a bit careful. So, you know, but if it went up, I was pretty safe when I went up, did part one, because there was nothing nearby. Now it's a little bit dodgy, but not honestly not bad, especially after all the recent talk about when it rains, no drains. Definitely, like, I know this drain really well. I know it's only a few minutes to walk from end to end, and you know, as soon as something started happening here, I'd get out pretty quickly. Like, I'm going to turn around because I don't want to get my feet wet, but if it started raining, I'd be out of here in 2 seconds. But I'm not like, you know, I'm not like some urbex freak. I don't even mean that in a bad way. Like, I don't really care what, you know, like people send me stuff going, oh, someone stuck this photo up of you, someone did this, someone did that. It doesn't really bother me. It's not like this is my life. Whereas, you know, Curly, Silage and those sort of urbex legends, you know, it is their life. They get so much more passionate about it and aggravated about things. You think, what are they even aggro for? And so I think with 10th, like this is mini 10th, with 10th they put like a concrete knee-high thing across the entrance. And so they dammed it, so you've got to get your feet wet to get in and out. But here I think it's just all that bush and, you know, it's just building up and the water can't escape as quickly. So if someone went down there with a bobcat and dug all that shit away, the water level would go down. I'm heading back, but I've got a feeling my main torch will die soon, so I'm just going to keep going until it stops. I was still mates with, so all these people came along and, you know, most of them I'm still friends with today, mates with today. Gilligan, Rusco, like Wes. I was still would put caveclan ahead of them. You know, like I wanted caveclan to become bigger and better. I wanted, you know, so I'd piss a lot of people off. Like, you know, if someone was putting other people off, you know, I think for a while I didn't invite Wes to shit, even though Wes and I were like drinking mates. You know, we'd do exploring shit together, but I just stopped inviting him to shit because he was just pissing people off, like, you know, whatever, calling them tools and all that. Which, you know, we may have done that behind the scenes, but he was a bit more upfront. Up until I left, you know, whatever you want to call it, the main part of the clan, which I think is like 7 years ago now, it sort of affected the way I talk to people. Like if I was talking to someone at work, I would talk the way I talk in the clan, like, okay, I'm going to suggest this at work. There's 8 people I'm saying it to, how can I not offend anyone? And that's what the clan was like 24/7. And people say caveclan have double standards and that, fucking oath they do. I said I wasn't going to talk about the shit, didn't I? I just spent a lot of my, like say, yeah, I used to do the cricket, football, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then caveclan just took up more and more of my time, like more than, you know, the amount of time I used to spend doing it. So sometimes I'd get pretty fired up and get pretty, have a sook about things. But I don't think many people realise, you know, the amount of effort I was putting into things. One sort of changes shape as you, yeah, it probably doesn't work in the camera, but it's changing to my eye, it's changing. Oh, here we go. God, I'm famous. Or was it infamous? That's Al again. Al must have done something to annoy people. That's what they do. They'll do that, but although it does look like my writing, but I know it's not me. Someone's gone over it, bastard. I think actually I'll try and get Nota from All City. Pretty sure he's got a photo of that. Well, speaking of Note, I was just mentioning Note back there. That's probably the day he took the photo of, well, what the fuck's going on here? Docking station. Okay. Rightio. Each to their own. Alright, look at that. It's good. Go pricey. I reckon every graffitiist should have a bogan Aussie nickname. Pricey. Smitty. Blocker. Talk shit, get lit. Hit. Fuck Nazi, BLM bitch. White trash racists. Nazis are scared, little dumb boys, grow up. Racist scum. Kessel is a Nazi from the National Socialist Network. Cap his racist ass every chance you get. Well, there you go. You heard it first. Fuck Kessel, Nazi scum. Well, it's good that you're fucking this shit up. I get someone messaging me, man, what do you got against Nazis? What about all the good things Nazis did? I think Beans had that t-shirt. That's pretty crazy. You love me? Oh, right, it's half gone over. That's crazy. That's good. There's one that I like. Even sometimes, I don't even know what you call it. I call it wild style because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's not wild style, is it? Is it? Well, whatever that is. I don't mind that. A lot of, you know. Well, this stuff's a bit different. Oh, look at this. Dave, Dougo, Al. Now that, when you say what's the art that I like, that's pretty friggin' good. In a childish way. Oh fuck, so this is ancient. So Gunny, Panic, who people have asked us to tell the story of, when he got involved in the clan, he brought the USA.net. Our first emails addresses were cclan@usa.net. That's a Panic thing. I've talked to, I don't know if I've updated you on this, I've talked to Ed about it and he seems pretty keen. The main thing is to do it in a way, I probably shouldn't be talking about it on here, but trying to do it in a way where we're not just bullying him. I said this last time. But I don't think we could say once is, look at this silly cunt. We'd have to say, and have a look what he does, what he's done here. You know, like we'd have to try and remain. It's hard, but because, seriously, you can make a movie about the guy and he wouldn't like a second minute of it. Baylor. I think. Jesus loves meth. Double thumbs up. Good on you, Jesus. That's Roscoe, not Roscoe. Stuff on the roof. Probably wondering how people do stuff on the roof. When it floods, they get washed through and they know. It's normally people, usually it's people driving through in cars, and they hop on top of the roof and do some tags. Oh, we've got a cock and balls. Or Alice. So there was some Nazi shit down here. I've heard about this. Aboriginal land, white man's land. Yeah, that's good. Whoever did that, good on you. I think it was someone in Caveclan that went over it all. I think I know who did it. I know the person. I don't know them now. I can't remember their name, but I think whoever did it told me. Who went and fucked up. So underneath that it says white man's land. They've written Aboriginal land. Can't even read what they've written under there. Probably don't want to know. But there's quite a bit of it through here apparently. So good on you, whoever fucked up that shit. Legends. Bit of a misfit. I think that's Chopper's been up here. Look at what you've done. Your mum's upset. Infamous. I like caricatures. I'm a bit of a kid. And if I try and comment on that type of stuff, I just sound like he doesn't even understand his flopsons from his jopsons. Like that one. Oh, my battery's going flat on the video. That doesn't happen too often. So this is just going to cut off suddenly. So I'll say now that thanks for watching. Not sure how long this one will go, but I'll cut it back quite a bit, I think. But it's a goddamn scrapyard. It's funny, I don't know if that's a reference to when they used to leave cars down here and steal parts from them and all that. That stands out good. Jakey cast. Probably said it wrong. Nice little face over the side tile. Oh well, you got to see most of it. I'm walking a bit faster now, knowing that once I stop filming, I'll slow down for any of the good stuff. Fuck Pizzagate. Oh God, we should talk about QAnon one day. I like talking about QAnon, but then I get sick of it. Yeah, I like that style. Where was that? Was that North Golf Course or something? We saw some of that kind of stuff. I like it. That's alright. We're in a rush now, but can't have to always stop for the cock and balls, even if it's going to go flat. People are like, why are you obsessed with cock and balls? I don't know, it started off as a joke. My ability of rating graffiti. That's pretty good. Is that Baylor? I don't know. Might be Baylor. Some people don't like me being positive towards Baylor, but I've got nothing against him really. At all. I don't mean really. Fucking that's good. The battery's about to go flat. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. I think I'm doing dwellers next. I'm getting a bit sick of it, so I probably won't be doing too many more. That's not bad. I just, I'm getting close now anyway.